Good afternoon, everyone. How y'all doing? All right, so y'all gave me a certain amount of time. Any of those of you who know me might go a little bit over, okay? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, I'd like to thank the Greater Texas County chapter of the NAACP for selecting me. I really appreciate that. I've been speaking for quite some time. I thought about today, when I was 19, I actually spoke here to the entire 5th grade. I spent my spring break doing that here. And so it's been a while. So for the last, 19 years. So 19 years ago, I spoke here at 19 years old. So before I get started, I'd like to tell a quick story. And hopefully some of y'all who have heard this, y'all will still laugh the same. And if you haven't, hopefully you'll enjoy it. And it's a story about the devil. One Sunday, the devil came to the largest church in the city during Sunday morning service. I mean, the church was packed, much like it is in here right now, but it was a much larger congregation. And as he walked in the front door, as soon as the ushers saw him, I mean, they went crazy. Oh my God, the devil is here! The devil is here! And they were just running all over crazy across out of the building. And so other people heard and they got up and they turned around and they said, oh my God, it's the devil. And they went crazy, screaming, ran out as well. He continued to walk down the center aisle. Aisle by aisle, people got up, running out, trying to get a look at the devil, but at the same time running out scared. Everybody, I mean the musicians, the choir, even the pastor who was in the middle of his sermon took off running out of his own church. He got all the way to the front. And there was one person left sitting right where you are. And he said, don't you know who I am? I'm the devil. You need to get out of this church. The man looked right up at him. And he said, I know who you are. Fool, I'm not scared of you. I've been married to your sister for 25 years. Thank y'all. In the name of the Most High God, creator of all things, giver of all gifts, I come to each of you in the words of the Messiah, the Christ, and all the great prophets of every religion in the words of peace. Everyone say peace. Peace. Peace is what we're all looking for in some form or another. Without peace, there's no enjoyment of the good things of life. Without enjoyment, there's no purpose. For those of you who are taking notes, I will have plenty of notes, so get your pens out if you want to make sure you take some notes, okay? Without enjoyment, there's no happiness. Without happiness or the freedom to pursue happiness, there is absolutely no way one can have joy. This is why the grandparents used to say, don't let the devil steal your joy. Without joy in your heart, there's no hope for a better future. But with joy in your heart, coupled with hope for a better future, you can make up in your mind that you'll do your part to advance and make yourself, your family, your community, your nation, and your fellow man and woman a better place and better people. Why is advancement important? The NAACP, for the young folks who may not know, stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Advancement only happens where there's a commitment. Everyone say commitment. To advance. I'll say it again. Advancement only happens where there's a commitment to advance. The word advance is defined, for those of you who are taking notes, as to move forward in a purposeful way. Everyone say move forward. Move forward. Meaning there's no advancement without purpose. I'll say it again. There's no advancement without purpose. Yes, a dream is important. Many times in my own personal life, since I was a child and still to this day, I'm shown things about my life and the life of others through a dream. But as the saying goes, nothing or no thing comes to a sleeper but what? A dream. A dream inspires hope, but hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart. All right. Many of you in this room right now are waiting for dreams that you dreamt many years ago to happen. As Langston Hughes said, hold fast to your dreams. For if dreams die, life is like a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. So without dreams, you cannot fly. You cannot go forward to the desired destination that you have. So a dream is important. All right? A dream is important. Dr. King had a dream, but today we must have a plan. That's the title of my speech. All right. Dreams are important because they shape your vision. As King Solomon stated, where there is no vision, the people perish. Visions are supposed to inspire somebody to put together a plan. Why? Because it's easy to talk about what should be done, what other folks aren't doing. Why hadn't they done this? Why haven't they done that? It's much easier to talk about the problem than it is to create definite, predetermined, written down plans to make dreams manifested realities. Oftentimes I hear people talking about, I'm waiting on what? My manifestations. If waiting is your plan, you up the creek without a paddle. And the sad part is, many people in our community have made waiting our plan. Then, to actually initiate your plans is even harder. But when you desire, everyone say desire, to advance the dream, guess what you'll do? You'll write the vision. And then you'll make the plan plain. That's the part that was missing in Habakkuk 2 and 2, write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make the plan plain. Then and only then can the people who read it and hear it begin to believe in and run to aid in the implementation and accomplishment of the dream. I'll say it again, Dr. King had a dream, but we must have a plan. I'm going to present what I feel are the biggest challenges facing our city, our community, and how we can solve them and how it's going to benefit us all. If you are taking notes, make sure you are taking notes. I'm a note taker because I'm a student of life. Number one, the biggest issue that we have in this city is housing. Number two, jobs and household income. Number three, drug use and abuse. Number four, crime. Number five, lack of education and an uneducated workforce. Number six, young men and women without the skills to build and maintain a city once the majority of you all in here who are over 50 years are gone or retired. Yeah. Number seven, health, both physical and mental, and even though I didn't write it here, I'm going to say emotional. And number eight, mindset, eliminating the mindset of mediocrity. Everyone say mediocrity. Mediocrity. Housing. Let's start with housing. The area of Texarkana over a period of about 5 to 10 years grew more than 5% in population, while at the same time the amount of readily available housing shrunk by over 1,000 units. This by itself created a dilemma and caused stress upon the entire community. Families, individuals, the elderly and veterans throughout the community. Many homes have now been sitting vacant for years. Approximately 16% of the homes and apartments are vacant. In the recent months, there have been multiple fires. Those of you who follow the news or just listen across your scanners, multiple fires. Because these vacant properties were being slept in by squatters trying to keep warm. Vacant houses, businesses, and land are all available throughout Liberty Island, Beverly, Newtown, Highland Park, and right here in the Rose Hill area. I have personally counted over 300 vacant lots of land where houses once were. If I'm lying, those of you who work for the city, stop me at any time, okay? So step number one is this, write this down. Step number one, I'm about solutions. I will present a problem, but I will also present a solution. Step number one is to change the mindset of the city and those who live in the city from being a renter to an owner. Everyone say owner. Ain't it something good to own your own? Well, we got to change the mindset of the young people as well as those of us who are here in this room from being a renter to an owner. I think the saying is, blessed is the child that has his own. Home ownership is the foundation of building individual, family, and community wealth. I'll say it again. Home ownership is the foundation for building individual, family, and community wealth. The mortgage on $100,000 is less than the rent on most one-bedroom apartments in the area. $100,000, I have a degree in finance, I think $100,000 mortgage, just without the insurance, without the taxes and insurance, is about $540 a month. We have to change from being a renter to an owner. Once again, everybody say owner. Wealth is, for those of you taking notes, write this down, and young folks, please remember this. Wealth is the acquisition of land, property, and valuable resources. Again, wealth is the acquisition of land, property, and valuable resources. Racism only happens because people don't understand what racism is. Racism is a race for land, property, and valuable resources. Not the acquisition of paper bills, cars, Gucci belts, red bottoms, Jordans, overpriced handbags, fake eyelashes, and $800 hair weaves. They continue to lose value each and every year. They depreciate. As a matter of fact, a brand new car, when you drive it off the lot, it depreciates immediately. For those of you currently renting, owning a house in the hood is better than renting in the best area in the United States of America. The hood is only the hood because the neighbors have left. I'm going to break this down. If you bring the neighbors back, guess what you have? You have a neighborhood. You don't have the hood anymore. You have a neighborhood. Once you have a neighborhood, then and only then can you create a community. Once you have a community, guess what you can do? A community is only a place where people have a common reason to unite. A common reason to create unity. It's very difficult to create unity when there are people all over here, there, everywhere. There was a movie, this ain't in my script, but there was a movie, I think it was Soul Food. Y'all remember the movie Soul Food? And she did this right here with the hands, and I think she said, okay, if you do like that together, it's strong. I think she tried to break the matches. One match broke by itself, but all the matches together, you couldn't break them. So we have to create a community, which is simply common unity. My next point, jobs and household income. More than 1/3 of the households in Texas County earn less than $25,000 a year. Over 20% of that 1/3 earn less than $15,000 a year. If you break that down, that's $312.50 a week. The national poverty line for a family of 4 is $24,600, which means that 1/3 of Texarkana is living in poverty. $312.50 a week, y'all. Okay? So, that's not enough income. to do anything with. Like, period. Which means that there are not enough available jobs for those who desire to work and earn a better wage above poverty. So here's a twofold solution. Once again, I talk about solutions because Dr. King had a dream. But we must have a plan. I'm an individual who came to Texas County. This ain't on the script. I'm an individual who came to Texas County with a finance degree. Have not been able to get a job. I moved here at 22, went right into graduate school. Not one person gave me a job. At 22. Thankfully, I come from a mother and a family who understand the concept of do for self. Everyone say do for self. You can't raise a family off $312.50 a week. All right? Therefore, individuals must do this. Here's another solution. We must pool our resources. Everyone say pool our resources. And begin to invest in the creation of jobs in the community, and the citizens of the city must be loyal in the supporting of these businesses. Right now, the government is shut down. This also ain't on my script. The government is shut down. People are working for free. Why? Because they did not prepare for a time like this. Anytime something happens once, you better be looking for it again. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. New businesses must also be recruited and incentivized to come to the area. Our city is in a perfect location to handle thousands of new good-paying jobs in all industries. These types of things only happen when we have a city that votes. I was amazed this year around the time voting came around. I met 8 women, 8 young ladies, African American, and I hate to say it, who told me they had not voted when I asked them. They was like, vote for what? So we got to do better. Last year, this time I drove out to Georgia. On my way there, first time ever. I was on my way to Columbus, Georgia. I got this opportunity to stop at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Chills came over me. Tears almost came to my eyes as I thought about the people who had walked over that bridge. I mean, I literally stopped. I didn't even know what was coming up on it. I stopped dead in the middle, bagged up on the bridge, parked and walked across it and just stood there and felt the energy. After I left, I drove from there to Mobile. And it was not no short walk. Advancement takes commitment. We are no longer committed. That's why we are not advancing. Dr. King had a dream, but we must have a plan. My next point goes right into this. Low wages and unemployment are a direct reflection to this. Crime. People complain about crime, but what are people going to do if they have low wages and unemployment is high?